The Prodigy is basically this horror film that came out all about this kid named Miles who has something wrong with him. He's developing early. He's talking very, very early in life, and doctors don't really know what's going on. But after he starts talking in his sleep, his mother starts to get a bit curious and takes him to some specialists, and now we have the Prodigy. Trying to figure out what's wrong with Miles. After we find out what's wrong with Miles, that's where the plot really goes. Now, how was this horror film? Well, before we get into the film, I saw a film called The Hole in the Ground last week. Last week was The Hole in the Ground, which was very similar to this. That was, again, about a a mother and son who, her son kept on saying there was nothing wrong with him, and, the mother, knowing there's potentially something wrong with him, but doesn't know quite what is wrong with him yet. And that film had a good child performance. And a lot of good elements to it, but the child performance was not as strong as this one. But we'll get more into him in a minute. What that film really lacked from was getting to the hole in the ground. The hole in the ground became part of the actual overall plot about an hour and 10 minutes into the film, and I'm gonna say you didn't need to have that film be that long. It struggled from some pacing issues. The acting was okay, but how was this film, The Prodigy? Well, what's wrong with Miles? In this film, you got Taylor Schilling as the mother, named Sarah, I believe. Sarah, as I already told you the plots. She was very good in this film for what she needed to. And then you have the kid. Wow, this kid. Jackson Robert Scott. If you don't know who he is, you've seen this kid before. You have seen him before. If you've watched, if you watched Fear of the Walking Dead, if you watched Criminal Minds, you've seen this kid before. But where you've seen him more recently, he was Georgie. He was Georgie in It. The new It. And this kid can creep you out. And does he creep you out? God, yes. This kid is going to have a very bright future. He creeped me out where he needed to. He had a dirty mouth on him, man. This kid had a dirty mouth on him in this film, and I was loving it because he was taking it seriously. You believed that it wasn't him, and that it isn't him, but it's him playing these roles. He has to play two completely different types of roles. The innocent son, and then this other thing that I'm not going to spoil. I really enjoyed this film. This film was creepy, but yet predictable. You knew where this film was going to go. You knew how it was going to happen. You knew what was going to happen. Until we get to this one scene involving hypnosis, which I did not see coming. I was expecting to get a little bit more than... No, I was expecting a lot less from that hypnosis scene, because with most hypnosis scenes, you just see the needle go like this, and then that's what they talk about. They don't show you it most of the time. This one, they show it moving. He's actually being hypnotized, and then this other voice comes out of him, but not really another voice. Someone else is talking through him using his voice. And it was creepy how he did it, This film was so much fun. But I am going to say that you had your cliched jump scares. But to make up for that, you had your genuinely creepy performance from Jackson Robert Scott, who I hope has a long, long career in horror. And hopefully he doesn't let the fame go to his head. I don't think he will. He's a very young child actor, and child actors can go either way. When you have a child actor who is primarily the star of your movie, that can make or break it. And this film, it made the film. It didn't break it at all due to his performance as Miles. I've been looking forward to this since like Christmas, because I remember seeing the trailer for it, and I was overly excited for this. The main jump scare you get in the trailer, if you haven't seen the trailer for it yet, don't even watch it, because it's not all that scary. But if you're not expecting it, then it could give you a good scare. But again, it is a jump scare. If you like jump scares, you don't get many. This is more of like a atmospheric, creepy kid type of a film, all due to Jackson Robert Scott's performance. And I'm going to give The Prodigy a B+.